Thank you for joining me today. I'm here with Dr. Twange Kasoma. She is one of the newest additions to the Mass Communications Department. Her official title is Assistant Professor of Communications here at Emory and Henry. She's actually originally from Zambia, and she's been here. This is her second year here at Emory, and so we're just going to talk with her about her experiences here and on campus and here in America. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, thank you. I'm really excited to be here with you today.
All right. Well, let's start off with just some basic. Why did you come to Emory and Henry?
Why did I come to Emory and Henry?
Yeah, just, I mean, what drew you to the school?
The smallness of the school. Mm-hmm. When I was looking for, when I finished my doctorate degree at the University of Oregon, I was looking to go to a school, that was like small and had a sense of communal life, mm-hmm. which is, the type of life that Africans lead. And so the one school I pounced on was Emory and Henry. And so, I applied here, came to interview, and the rest is history.
Right. One of your goals as when you were interviewing was to implement an international communication here in the Mass Communications Department, something we haven't had any classes or experiences outside of, the communications of America. What have you done so far through your work here that implements that?
My first year here, which was last year, I actually, went ahead and implemented a class in international communication. Mm-hmm. And, right now as we speak, I offer that class once a year. I'm actually offering it this semester. Mm-hmm. And it's a class that draws students from all, different departments on the college. Very popular class, and I enjoy that class. And beyond that class, I'm now also introducing a study abroad, mm-hmm. Program between Emory and Henry and my country, Zambia. And that is, underway. I am going to Zambia next summer to lay the groundwork for that class, and I'm really excited about that.
That sounds amazing. What kind of opportunities would people have if they went on that study abroad program to Zambia? What kind of things would they be able to do?
When they go on that study abroad program to Zambia, it's going to, open them up to, how our profession, our journalistic profession, is practiced in a different setting, different environment. I want students from here to appreciate how hard it is to practice the profession in a country that's not as rich in resources as the U.S., is. And so, it's going to give students here much more appreciation of what they have in the department. They kind of have all the resources at their fingertips. And so, it's going to give them more appreciation of stuff that they have here.
That sounds incredible. That's just an amazing experience for people. You have a foundation, the Kasoma Media Foundation. You're a co-founder of. What is that? I just read about that the other day. It's something I'd never heard of before. What is that?
The history of the Kasoma Media Foundation is my late father, Professor Francis Kasoma. He was also an academic. When he died, the family decided to come up with a way of, commemorating his life. And the one thing that he did best was, educate. Mm-hmm. And so we set up a foundation that essentially educates journalists. Like, we offer workshops for journalists in Zambia, and now we've actually intensified in other African countries to train them or educate them on how to report development issues. I come from a part of the world that's not as privileged as this part of the world, and so a lot of the types of stories that we'd love to see in the media should actually relate to development issues. And so we are, at this point, not seeing, much of that. And so, the foundation helps educate journalists on how to report, development news, as opposed to just reporting, general news.
Oh, mm-hmm. Well, like you said, where you're from is not necessarily as, privileged as people are in America. How is it different being here than being back in Zambia? What are the main differences that you see just in regular life or even in college life and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm. In fact, the reason that actually brought me to the U.S. was graduate school. When I was back home in Zambia, the University of Zambia, which is the only university in that country, only offered degree programs at undergraduate level. There was nothing as far as graduate school was concerned. And so, people that want to go to graduate school do not have that opportunity of going to graduate school. But, fortunately for me, I came from a family that was, moderately well-to-do. And so my parents put together some money to, send me out to the U.S. to come and go to graduate school here.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you got that opportunity, because now we get to have you in the department.
There we go.
You've been in America for quite some time, right?
I've been in America since 2001.
Yeah, that's quite some time. Mm-hmm. How do you feel as a Black woman in America? just, I mean, is it different? What are the differences between being back at home and being here? Anything that you've experienced?
There are more opportunities for Black women here than in my country. One of the main reasons for that is that my Zambian society is heavily patriarchal. Women are considered second-class citizens, and so they don't get as many opportunities as the men do. When I moved to the U.S., I discovered that was kind of the opposite. Like, women, if they work hard, do have the opportunities to thrive in American society.
Definitely, that's an amazing opportunity for people. How do you feel about equality in America? Just as, between classes, between races and genders and all that stuff, do you feel it's a large change from where you were from? Do you think it has places to go? Do you think it has a future? Does it need to change?
We are currently heading in the right direction, which is, great. Like, there's light at the end of the tunnel. For instance, we have our first Black president, in the U.S. So when we talk like race relations, at least, that shows that, we are, slowly but surely bridging that equality gap. There's still, we still have, it's an ongoing process. There's still work that needs to be done, Again, when we talk in terms of gender, I know, in most workplaces, women still get paid less than men for, doing similar jobs. So there are areas where we still need to work at rectifying the problem, but there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Definitely. And you actually told me something that I'd never heard before about African countries had a celebration for Barack Obama on Inauguration Day. What countries participated in that again?
Kenya, Kenya, where Obama's late father is from, Zambia, my country, Ghana, Uganda, South Africa, Botswana, Namibia. The list is endless, quite a number of countries African countries participated in celebrating Obama's coming to presidency here.
That's an amazing realization that the whole world was celebrating when Obama was inaugurated, not just the country. We're actually just ran out of time, but thank you so much for coming on today, and I hope we get to talk again soon about everything, and good luck with all of the adventures you're going on.
Oh, thank you.
I hope I can join you in Zambia.
Oh, please do. Love to have you in Zambia.